There's a brand new way to watch the 2014 FIFA World Cup Brazil with Astro Go 2014 FIFA World Cup app. Pick from 6 multicam feeds for every game. Pause and rewind whenever you want.
Just around the corner, or maybe by the time you're watching this, the World Cup would have started. The 2014 FIFA World Cup in Brazil, extremely exciting, but there's a whole host of information during the course of, say, give or take a month from the group stage all the way right up to the final itself in July. So, of course, Astro is the host broadcaster. We'll be bringing you all 64 matches live here on Astro. So obviously, with all that information, how do you keep track of everything? How do you keep track of all the matches, bearing in mind the time zone? How do you have a little bit more fun with the games? And of course, how do you interact with your friends and perhaps strangers out there during what is probably the world's biggest tournament? I would say it's even bigger than the Olympics, but maybe that's just because I'm a football fan. Well, Astro wants to help you out. So I've got 3 apps to show you which are on offer. Of course, right now you can go to the Apple Store rather, or you can go to the Google Play Store and just check out exactly what's happening inside there to get these apps. Now, the first one, I'm going to show it to you on the iPad. Should be added that it's also available on, say, your phone as well, but because it's nice and big, I'm going to show you. This is the Astro Go 2014 FIFA World Cup app, and it's very, very nifty indeed. Now, this is actually the edition before the matches start, so obviously there'll be a whole lot more in store for you once everything kicks off and Brazil take on Croatia in the opening match. But from what you can see right here, lots of information. The recommended videos, for example, will give you profiles of the city. We've got all the information here for all the matches. You can also mark it down into your calendar. And there's a lot more happening here on the side. For example, the video on demand will allow you to see different things here. And then we can see right there. You can also take a look at the teams and take a look at the profile. For example, one of the dark horses I would say would be Belgium. You can check out the squad and it'll give you stats based on the squad, etc. You can check out the groups, you can check out their matches, and of course it's got the kickoff times here within the local time zone of Malaysia and a whole lot more. So if you're stuck with information about a certain player, if you're watching a game, you're wondering, all right, who's this guy? Just check out the app right there for more information. Plenty more. You can log into your Twitter. Of course, you can log into your Facebook. You can check out the schedule. You can find out more about the host cities. It has absolutely everything that you need to know about the World Cup as you head into every single match, as you head into the tournament, and it makes sure that you will be one step ahead of all of your friends. And of course, what's really awesome is during the match itself, you can actually check out what's happening during the game. Now, of course, you have to be a subscriber for this. It's one of the key features, but you can check out multi-camera angles. You can have player cam A, player cam B, you can see the tactical view, you can see the actual match view, etc. You have everything taken care of during that game in time. Very, very exciting, but there's also other things I want to show you.
Get instant replay and multi-angles in super slow-mo. In-depth stats, previews and highlight. Every goal. Astro Go 2014 FIFA World Cup app. Download it now.
Okay, so obviously you're updating all of the news on all the host cities, on all the teams, individual players. We've checked out all the highlights from previous tournaments, from the current tournament. How else do you have a little bit of fun? Well, Astro is going to help you out with something they have right here, which is the Ola Bola Football Predictor app. Now, this, of course, is also available in the App Store and the Play Store as well, iPhone and iPad and tablets, etc. It's really, really quite nifty. This is just one example of a match. So you've got Uruguay taking on Germany. Now, what's really interesting about this is you can play it during the actual match itself, and you accumulate points to become the overall champion, obviously at the end of the tournament. So during the course of a game, I could say there's going to be a goal in the next 30 seconds, so I can click there. Or something as simple as, say, a corner. Supposing there's a corner there, I can decide what I want. So I could say it's going to be cleared, and I'll get 100 points if I'm correct. So from the resulting corner, suddenly, say Uruguay puts in a corner and it flies in. Will it be giving me some points? Yes, it does. You scored 100 points because I correctly predicted what's going to happen. Now, this is all during the course of the match itself. So that's what makes it very interesting. That's what makes it very nifty. I can't think of anything else which allows you to play within real time itself. Usually for predictions, etc., you'll do it beforehand. But for this, during the game, it creates a whole other dimension as it's happening in real time. That's why I'm really excited about this Ola Bola Predictor. So we come down to the third and final app heading into the World Cup itself to make sure you have all of the news ready at your fingertips. It's the Stadium Astro app, and it's really quite nifty. Obviously, new features added in for the World Cup itself. So as you can see right here, we've got my news feed. So it's got all the information you need. So there's stuff about Cesc Fabregas. You can also have like your customized feed here, which will hook up to the official Twitter for teams and players, etc. For example, here I selected Arsenal. I don't support Arsenal, I should add that. I support Tottenham, but just for showing you, we have Arsenal stuff right here. Now, this is just the tip of the iceberg within the Stadium Astro app itself. You can check out all sorts of videos. For example, actually, you know what? I'm not going to show you the BPL one. I'm going to show you more for the FIFA World Cup one. You can have all of the news that you might need. For example, the Greek team, they're not particularly good at scoring goals. If you remember, in 2004 during Euro, they basically hardly scored anything, but they still won it. So there's a whole news presentation of all the news that you might need. So if you just go to the World Cup app, as you can see right there, the first match here, you can slide it and it will give you a reminder to pop up on your mobile device, your tablet or your phone when the match is happening. Once you click on it, you can have all of the updates. Now, this match has not kicked off, obviously, but it's giving you all the pre-match stuff from the official Twitter feeds, etc. However, during the course of the game, it will give you minute-by-minute updates and whenever the goal happens, etc. Don't forget, you can also take part in the Fantasy League as well. There'll be one for the World Cup, don't worry about that. So, if you think you have the tactical awareness of who to choose, etc., do get involved. I'm also involved in that, as a matter of fact, so come and join in the fun there. Now, there's private ones, there's also open group ones. So just for example, I'm going to show you here, Brazil versus Croatia. So once you open up here, you can see right there, conversation can be started. I can post a message. You can get involved. There's a Stadium Astro admin there as well for the open one, or you can do a private one with your friends or hook up via Facebook, etc. and really get you involved during the match itself, perhaps before the game. If you think this person's going to start, what do you think of the goal, after the game, etc. It's a great way to interact with people, and it really makes sense because if you look at the times of the matches, they're either 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, or 6 o'clock in the morning. I mean, you're probably not going to really be out maybe for the final, the semi-finals or something, but during the group stage games on a weekday, if you want to watch the game, you're probably not going to go out, you'll be at home. But this allows you to communicate with friends and strangers out there during the course of a match to just share your opinion, because I think that's what football fans really love to do. And who knows, you might also pick up an additional piece of knowledge or news that you might not have thought about, etc. beforehand. So do check that out. I'm very excited by all three apps. As you can see, it's just enhancing the experience which Astro wants to give you as the viewer, as a football fan, for the World Cup itself. Tournament which I'm incredibly excited about. And instead of just watching the game at 12 o'clock or 3 o'clock or 6 o'clock and putting it on the TV, get involved, get all the news you need heading into the game. Get all the fun that you can have out of the game by predicting what's going to happen with the corners, with a goal in the next 30 seconds, and who knows, you might win fantastic foosball at the end as well. And of course, the Stadium Astro app isn't just for the World Cup, as you're probably aware. It will also be having its place within the App Store, obviously after the World Cup, and allows you to stay on top of the news in La Liga and the BPL once it starts again in August. Plenty on offer during the World Cup. The whole world's just going to stop and stand still as this tournament happens, so we want you to be as involved as possible. Do check it out now if you're on in the Apple ecosystem or in the Android ecosystem, and just download it and have some fun.
When you speak, I hear silence. Every word a defiance. I can hear